Three, two, one.
For the Champaign Swarm and for the Gateway Steam alike, the 2016 season has not started out the way they wanted it to. Just one win for both teams through the first 6 weeks of the season, but for both of these teams, they have reason for optimism as they approach the halfway point of the 2016 Midwest Professional Basketball Association season. Good evening and welcome to Parkland College in Champaign, Illinois for tonight's toss-up between the Gateway Steam and the defending MPBA champions, the Champaign Swarm. And as we mentioned, the season has not started out the way the Swarm nor the Steam wanted it to, but a little bit more disappointing perhaps for the Swarm, being that they are the defending MPBA champs, just 1-6 so far. They've had a couple of key personnel depart, but they've got some key personnel back, and it looks like they are headed in the right direction. They beat the St. Louis River Sharks just a couple of weeks ago, had a strong outing last week before falling late as they ran out of gas in just a crazy track meet of a game. So things are pointing up for the Champaign Swarm. For the Gateway Steam, same thing. They've signed a big player out of the Atlantic Coast Conference by the name of C.J. Barksdale, and we will see what kind of impact he has for as long as he is with the Steam. He's got a lot of overseas interest, as well as a lot of interest from the D-League as well, but Milton Stiff, the head coach of the Steam, says, well, we'll take him for as long as we can get him. It'll be good for the league, it'll be good for us, and hopefully we'll be able to rack up a couple of wins while he is on our roster. We'll be back with the full breakdown of the numbers on this one. It's the Champaign Swarm coming into this one at 1-6, and the Gateway Steam at 1-3. This is Midwest Professional Basketball Association Hoops on MPBA.TV.
There he goes again, mixing sauces. Hot barbecue to Parmesan garlic and back again. You're not on the same page of the playbook, are you? It's time to speak up. Next time Loverboy goes to mix, set him straight.
We're gonna stop mixing sauces now, okay? Thank you.
Grab a seat. The game is on.
Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sport.
Look at dude right here in them tight old slacks. Oh, look at that hairline, man. It's way pushed back. And that tie's mad ugly. It's a horrible pick. Somebody get me some pills. This dude is making me sick.
True that. All right. Okay.
Hold on to my clean shirts and please don't get them dirty, cause I know you're gonna drool when you hear me getting wordy. Cause I'm a walking, talking, smacking human encyclopedia. You thought I'd stop there, but now I'm getting greedier. I'm a promotion in motion, and by now you got the notion that I got strategic plans coming out my ears. My key points and decks will bring y'all to tears. Turning pennies into dimes, I shift paradigms. But how you gonna let a marketing rep rip your rep and slip adept rhyme schemes in that your mind only dreams in? I bet you all wonder why my rhyme is so tight. I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. Thanks.
Stay smart. Stay at a Holiday Inn Express.
Welcome back to Parkland College in Champaign. It's the home of the Champaign Swarm. They are hosting the Gateway Steam here tonight. Both of these teams with just one win on the season. The Steam coming in at 1-3. The Swarm coming in at 1-6. But as we mentioned, the Swarm have cause for optimism. They've made a couple of roster moves the last couple of weeks that will definitely have an impact as they move forward in the season. Returning last week was Aaron Weaver. He was on the 2015 Swarm Championship team. He scored 18 points in his debut and pulled down 7 rebounds. Joining the team this week for Champaign is a very big presence by the name of Robert Broughton. He was with the team last year, averaged 8.6 points and 5.7 rebounds per game. And while those numbers might not stagger the mind, he's a very physical presence. He can bring a toughness and a defensive intensity and a fill around the stat sheet that the Swarm have not really had in a bunch of those other categories. They've got guys who can definitely score in the form of Michael Rogers and Jordan Walker and Aaron Weaver, but now with Robert Broughton, they can bring him in for a little bit more defensive toughness. So for Coach Matt Neville, he has a little bit to look forward to as the Swarm progress this season. We mentioned the Gateway Steam as well. Coach Milton Stith this week brought in a gentleman by the name of C.J. Barksdale. Barksdale, 6'8", 230 out of Virginia Tech. He averaged 8.1 points and 4.2 rebounds per game in his junior season at Virginia Tech. He elected not to return for his senior season, went undrafted in the NBA, and then he spent last season, the 2014 season, in Estonia. So he will provide a big presence for Milton Stith. He is not in the starting lineup tonight, but we do expect to see him play a significant amount this evening. As we look at some of the numbers on this game, as we mentioned, the Steam coming into this one at 1-3, the Swarm 1-6. The Steam 1-2 on the road, the Swarm 0-5 here at home. The Steam come into this one on a one-game winning streak. The Swarm have lost their last 2. The Steam picked up their first win last week as they beat the previously undefeated Windy City Groove 96-86 on the road at the Kroc Center in Chicago. And the defensive intensity that Milton Stith demanded from his team was the difference in that one, and we will be interested to see if they keep up that defensive intensity here tonight. Team leaders for the Steam, Lonell Johnson's the scoring leader. He's at 20.5 points per game. Connell Crossland averaging 7.2 rebounds per game. Johnson averaging 2 assists per game. Crossland 1.5 blocks per contest. Terrell Williams, the leading shooter from the floor at 56.2%. Nicholas Reed, the leading free throw shooter at 88.9%. And Brent Shuck, the leading three-point shooter at 70%. He's shooting 7 out of 10 from beyond the arc this season. He was a very, very big factor in the game last week against the Windy City Groove. He had 15 first-half points on 5 of 6 shooting from beyond the arc, and he didn't play much in the second half as the game got to be very physical, and Milton Stith following the game said, well, that's not really Brent's game, but he staked us out to a huge advantage in that first half, knowing that they had to get out there and get on him. That really opened things up, as well as the points that he put on the board. For the Champaign Swarm, they are led in scoring by Michael Rogers. He's averaging 27.5 points per game. Rogers also the leading rebounder at 7.3 rebounds per game. Oliver McGlade, one of the league's leading three-point shooters, averages 4.2 assists per game. In fact, McGlade is the leading three-point shooter in the league as far as number of three-pointers made at 19 three-pointers made. Michael Rogers second in the MPBA with 15 three-pointers made. Brent Shuck leading the league in three-point shooting percentage at 70% for the Steam. But for the rest of the Swarm, Jordan Walker leading in blocks at 1.8 per game. Michael Rogers, 62.8% from the floor. Lester Hart, who is no longer with the team, the leading free throw shooter at 77.8%. Hart was released this week to make room for Broughton. And Booker Stoudemire is the leading three-point shooter for the Swarm at 43.8%. Inactive this week for Champaign is Adrian Coleman. The 6'6" forward from Bethune-Cookman is getting a look in Mexico this weekend. And if he gets picked up, he will not be back with the team. If he does not get picked up, he will be back with the Swarm on Tuesday. So that's a look at this one by the numbers. One last one to look at. The Steam come into this one averaging 113 points per game offensively, and they give up 120.8 points per game defensively. The Swarm, meanwhile, averaging just 95.5 points per game offensively and giving up 106.4 points per game defensively. It looks like with the shorter roster that Champaign has been playing with throughout this season, they have really been at a disadvantage in the fourth quarter. They have been outscored in the fourth quarter 219 to 156 in the fourth quarter. And so Matt Neville is going to have to figure out a way to get his team a little bit deeper into the game without running out of gas. So glad you can be with us. I'm Craig Feta at Parkland College in Champaign. It's the Champaign Swarm against the Gateway Steam. When we come back in 2 minutes, we will have the starting lineups as well as the officials, and then we'll be set for tip-off on MPBA.TV. Welcome back to Parkland College in Champaign. It's the Champaign Swarm hosting the Gateway Steam. Both of these teams looking for their second win on the season. As we look at the starting lineups, first for the visiting Steam. At guard, 6'2" from 170 pounds from Missouri Western University, averaging 20.5 points per game, number 25, Lonell Johnson. Also at guard, 6'7", 175 from Texas Christian, averaging 15.2 points and 7.2 rebounds per game, number 40, Connell Crossland. At forward, 6'4", 180 from Lincoln University, averaging 7.7 points per game, Terrell Williams. Also at forward, 6'8", 180 from Emporia State, averaging 7.8 points per game, number 52, Brent Shuck. And at center, 6'9", 240 from Bethune-Cookman, averaging 4.5 points per game, number 55, Travis Elliott. The Gateway Steam are coached by Milton Stith. As we look at the Champaign Swarm now, they will be starting at guard, 5'11", 187 from Seton Hill, averaging 12.5 points per game, number 15, Oliver McGlade. Also at guard, 6 feet 216 from Northwood University, averaging 12.2 points per game, number 22, Booker Stoudemire. At guard, 6'6", 240 from Valparaiso, averaging 27.5 points per game, number 24, Michael Rogers. At forward, 6'6", 190 from Walsh University, averaging 18.2 points, number 25, Jordan Walker. And at forward, 6'5", 235 from St. Xavier. He averaged 8.6 points and 5.7 rebounds for the Swarm last year. Number 44, Robert Broughton. Our officials tonight, the MPBA's Assistant Supervisor of Officials, Dan Beecham, Marvin Sykes, and Jimmy Hughes. My name is Craig Fada. Once again, glad you can be with us, wherever you're tuned in from, around the country or around the world. We expect this is going to be a pretty good contest, as both of these teams are hungry and improving. It's going to be Walker for Champaign jumping against Elliott for the Steam. Beecham throws the ball into the air. The Steam win the tip, and we are underway. Bryant Allen. Beg your pardon, that's Connell Crossland that controlled the tip. Now Shuck on the outside. Crossland on the wing. 6 to shoot. Gets it over to Johnson. Johnson from just inside the right elbow. He does not hit. And the rebound tracked down by Rogers. That's Walker on the drive. Gets it to go, and he'll go to the free throw line. Foul is going to be on Brent Shuck, his first. Walker going to the free throw line. He is a 69% free throw shooter on the season. He completes the and one, and it's 3-0 Swarm. A little bit of pressure here by Champaign. Haven't seen a lot of this season. Now Johnson to the corner. Williams on the drive. Foul called. It's going to be on Michael Rogers. That'll be his first. This is the first of 3 games in the MPBA this weekend. A pair of games tomorrow as the St. Louis River Sharks take on the Pontiac 66ers at 2:05 Central Time in Pontiac. At the same time in Chicago, it's the battle for the city by the lake as the Groove at 5-1 take on the Blues at 4-3. Second free throw is no good, but there for the putback is Travis Elliott, and we are tied at 3. Walker scoring at the other end. Both of those games tip off tomorrow, and now an errant pass as Oliver McGlade gets the shot blocked by Lonell Johnson. Great defensive hustle by Johnson. He throws the alley-oop to Connell Crossland, and he jams it home with the right hand. Both those games tomorrow set to tip off at 2:05. You can watch them both on MPBA.TV. Shot blocked there by Crossland. And first substitution already for Milton Stith as Travis Elliott sits down and C.J. Barksdale comes on. He's wearing number 40. Now the long inbound pass to Stoudemire. He pops from just outside the left elbow. Gets it blocked, but foul called. That's going to be on Brent Shuck. That's 2 quick fouls on Brent, and presumably he's going to have a quick seat. Stoudemire to the free throw line. He is a 55.6% free throw shooter on the season. Up for Milton Stith is Javonte Hughes. First free throw is good for Stoudemire, and it's a 1-point lead for the Swarm. Brent Shuck sits down. Javonte Hughes comes on. Big hello to Brent Shuck's mom watching in Germany. Both free throws good, and it is a 7-5 Swarm lead. Cross-court pass to Barksdale, now down low to Hughes. Hughes gives it up inside to Williams, and a foul called as he and a Swarm player crash to the floor. Foul is going to be on Rogers, and that is his second.
Terrell Williams at the line, 2 shots.
So Terrell Williams to the free throw line. He is a 55.6% free throw shooter.
And for the Swarm, number 40, Silas Mills.
Now Silas Mills comes on. He's one of the returning members of the Swarm. He will replace Rogers. Mills averaging 3.3 points per game. He was one of the key reserves for the Swarm Championship team last year. Both free throws good, and we are tied at 7. McGlade up on the right side. Getting it to Walker. Walker into the lane, hanging, and no. Rebounded by Mills. Mills gets it back. Works his way in close, has it tapped from behind, but he gets the jump hook to go from in close, and it's 9-7 Swarm. Hughes from 12 feet, that's good. McGlade across the timeline, picked up by Johnson. 9.5 minutes to play in this first quarter. It's been even so far. McGlade forced out near midcourt, just about falls into the backcourt. There's the defensive intensity by the Gateway Steam that gave them so much success last week. Johnson across into the corner. Wow, tough hanging jumper there by C.J. Barksdale. He goes to the floor, no foul called, but he scores his first bucket as a member of the Gateway Steam, and it's a 2-point lead for the visitors. McGlade gains the free throw line, dishes it to Mills, and he knocks down the short jumper. Both teams executing very well so far. A couple of sloppy passes, but for the most part, both teams looking pretty clean so far. Now Johnson for 3. That comes up short. Walker picks up the tipped around rebound, and then it's poked away by Hughes. And here come the Steam. Euro step around the lane for Terrell Williams, and he's going to draw the foul. That is going to be on Booker Stoudemire, and that'll be his first.
Fouls on Booker Stoudemire, his first. Terrell Williams at the line, 2 shots.
Williams back to the free throw line. As they get some perspiration mopped up under the bucket. Now we're ready to go. First free throw is good. Williams hits them both, and it's back to a 2-point lead for the Steam. A couple of MPBA players went overseas this past week. First, Gavin Schumann for the St. Louis River Sharks as Lonell Johnson gets called for the push. Gavin Schumann is headed to West Africa to play in Senegal. He was a key component of the River Sharks' early success so far. Very effective at both ends of the floor. And then a couple of days after that, Reginald Porter left the Windy City Group to head to Beijing. That was 4 players in 8 days from the MPBA to go overseas. 10 this season and 30 since the league began play last January 2nd. So that's not too shabby. McGlade. Now a 3 on the way from Broughton. That's no good. Now Bryant Allen. A 3 on the way, airballed by Barksdale. Now Leonard Bryant comes on for Milton Stith. Bryant having a nice season off the bench, averaging 9.5 points per game. 7:52 to play first quarter. Allen from 18, splash. Pretty shot there by Bryant Allen. And it's a 15-11 lead for the visitors. Allen picks up his first foul. It's a 4-point lead for Gateway, the biggest lead of the game so far. Champaign led 3-0 on the three-point play to start off the game. It's been pretty much even since then. Now Mills working his way close. Gets the shot off and draws the foul on Javonte Hughes. So Silas Mills will go to the free throw line. Mills a 50% free throw shooter on the season.
Silas Mills at the line, shooting 2.
Mills hits the first, gets the Swarm back to within 3. Make it 2. Hughes, deep left side, working on Mills. Bounce pass inside is up and in for Barksdale. That's Walker, and he's going to draw the foul on Leonard Bryant. Are they going to count the bucket?
Foul is on Leonard Bryant, his first.
That's the first foul on Bryant. They are going to give him the continuation. So Jordan Walker they announced 2 shots, and Dan Beecham is holding up 2 fingers, so score the bucket. The foul must have been away from the play.
And for the Swarm, number 33, Aaron Weaver, and number 20, James McClain.
Now Aaron Weaver and James McClain come on to replace Rob Broughton and Booker Stoudemire. Walker hits them both, and it's back to a 2-point lead, 17-15 for Gateway. Pretty outside shot there by Anthony Good. Now a drive by Barker, and he's going to draw the foul. I think that's going to be on Javonte Hughes. It is, and that's his second.
Aaron Weaver at the line.
First free throw for Weaver comes up short.
Number 40, Connell Crossland.
Barksdale sits down, as does Hughes. Crossland is back on, as is Elliott. Second free throw rattles out for Weaver, and it remains 19-15. Johnson kicks it out to Allen. Zips the pass right side, 3 on the way. That's good! Leonard Bryant hits from downtown. And that's the biggest lead of the game. Ball out of bounds. It'll remain with Gateway. It'll be Bryant to inbound. The drive by Johnson, beg your pardon, that's good. Anthony Good gets fouled. It's going to be on Oliver McGlade, his first. So Anthony Good will go to the free throw line. He is an 86.7% free throw shooter. First free throw finds its way in for Anthony Good. He's averaging 9.8 points per game off the bench for Milton Stith. Walker finally tracks down the rebound near midcourt. He was having to battle for it the whole way.
On 42, Leonard Bryant.
Now Leonard Bryant draws his second foul. So Gateway racking up the fouls here in this first quarter. Shuck with 2, Hughes with 2, Bryant with 2, Johnson with 1, and Allen with 1. Only 14 fouls on Champaign in this first quarter. 5:55 to play, first quarter. We've reached our first timeout. This is MPBA basketball on MPBA.tv.
No more, it's none of my business.
No more, he didn't mean it.
No more, not my problem.
No more, she was flirting with him.
No more, she was asking for it.
No more, boys will be boys.
No more, I'll say something next time.
No more bystanding.
No more ignorance.
No more excuses.
No more.
Back in Champaign, it's a 23-15 lead for the Gateway Steam, biggest lead of the game so far. Jordan Walker is going to try to cut into that from the free throw line. Walker's first free throw is good. Walker yells out, "Get in there." It does. Champaign Swarm last week had a tough go of it. They fell here to the River Sharks 131-104. They had trailed by more than 20 points in the second half, got it to within 1. Allen misses the three-pointer from the corner, got it to within 1, and then ran out of steam. And they ended up losing by 27. Foul called against Travis Elliott, his first. So Weaver will go to the free throw line. And we talked about that in the pregame, about Champaign's difficulties in the fourth quarter. Significantly outscored in that fourth frame throughout the season, 219-156. That by far is their worst quarter, being outscored by opponents by 9 in the third quarter. They actually outscore opponents by 7 in the second, and outscored by opponents in the opening quarter, 178-167. There's Elliott spinning his way in the lane, blocked as he goes up. And here come the Swarm. That's Weaver. That was kind of a strange-looking play there. C.J. Barksdale back on now for Milton Stiff. Broughton comes back on for Matt Neville. Michael Rogers back on for the Swarm as well. He comes on with those 2 fouls and a little over 5 minutes to play in this first quarter. Johnson, bigger pardon, that's good. Now Barksdale swoops in, misses with the right hand. Foul called on the rebound attempt. That's going to be on Silas Mills, and that's his first. So Barksdale will go to the free throw line. At Virginia Tech, Barksdale as a junior was an 81% free throw shooter. Hits the first here.
Into the game, 55, Travis Elliott.
Gets the lead back to 6. Now Elliott comes on for Bryant Allen. Barksdale nets them both. Back to a 7-point lead. There goes Weaver to his left, kicks it out to Rogers, swings it right side to McLean. Now before the shot, a foul called. I believe that's going to be on Connell Crossland. It is, and that's his first. So they're going to say that was in the active shooting. So James McLean will go to the free throw line. He is a 61.5% free throw shooter. 4:35 to play first quarter. Second free throw is no good for McLean, so it remains 25-19. The Steam last week involved in the lowest scoring game by far on the 2016 MPBA season as Crossland hits there. Lead back to 8. Oh, pretty feed underneath, but McLean has his shot blocked. And here comes the Steam back the other way. Good. Keeps the dribble as he goes to the floor. Tries to thread the needle underneath to Elliott, but the pass intercepted. Here comes Rogers. Now the jumper by Broughton. That will not find its way in as Crossland grabs the rebound. Elliott spinning. Jump hook won't go. Rebounded by Broughton. Broughton left side. Feeding Mills underneath. Mills goes up and lays it over the rim. Down to a 6-point lead. Now Reed from outside. Rebound tipped around, and Champagne's got to do a better job tracking down that rebound. Now Barksdale, the outside jumper, won't fall. And Rogers the rebound. Open 3 on the way from McLean. That careens off right side, tracked down by Barksdale. Good into the front court. 2:40 to play first quarter. We've got another timeout coming up. Good pops for 3. That pops out. And Weaver gets the board. Left side for Weaver. Now Rogers between the rings. Getting traffic set up. Gets it to Weaver, far away from the block, but he gets poked from behind by Nicholas Reed. That's his first foul as we come to the timeout. 2:17 to play. First quarter, it's a 6-point Steam lead, 27-21 in Champaign. This is MPBA.TV.
Three, two, one.
Back in Champaign, it's a 27-21 lead for the Gateway Steam over the Champaign Swarm. 2:17 to play first quarter. During that timeout, Milton Stith got after his team a little bit, much like he did in Chicago. We saw that the Steam came out with a defensive tenacity following that first quarter timeout in Chicago that we have not seen in the league yet this season. Weaver hits the first free throw, lines up the second, and that circles out. Oh, beautiful pass underneath to Barksdale from good. The tip won't go. And now tying up are Barksdale, and I believe that was Weaver. No, that was Booker Stoudemire. So it's going to be Stoudemire at 6 feet, jumping against Barksdale at 6'8".
Into the game, 24, Brandon Goss.
Brandon Goss coming on now for Gateway. First time he's been in the game so far. 2:05 to play first quarter. So will Stoudemire even jump? Dan Beecham throws it up, and Booker Stoudemire wins the tip. And Champaign scores. That's Aaron Weaver underneath, and it's down to a 3-point lead, 27-24. So Booker Stoudemire says, height advantage, nothing. And now a 3-second call against the Steam. Oh, beg your pardon, defensive 3 seconds against the Swarm. So going to the free throw line is Connell Crossland. No, not Connell Crossland. They're going to put Terrell Williams at the line. Free throw by Williams bangs in, and it's 28-24. Steam ball inbounding from in front of the Swarm bench with 14 on the shot clock. Goss. Now Crossland between the rings, 5 to shoot. Crossland from 3-point range. Back iron, no, and going down hard is Michael Rogers as he battles C.J. Barksdale for the rebound.
Fouls on C.J. Barksdale, his first.
And on Barksdale, that'll be foul number 1. Quite the thump on the floor by Michael Rogers. And walking to shoot the free throw a little gingerly. Did not appear that he hit his head on the floor, but he certainly was in a position to.
At the line, number 24, Michael Rogers.
So Rogers to the free throw line. He's only got 2 points on the night so far. Rogers on the season as he hits the first free throw, a 61.1% free throw shooter. Comes up short on the second. But then Jordan Walker with the jam, and it's a 1-point game. Back at the other end, oh, pretty up and under move there by Connell Crossland. Steam with the takeaway, and then they turn it over, and that's going to be Swarm ball. One minute to play in this first quarter. It's a 3-point lead for the Gateway Steam, 30-27. Now Rogers, right side. That's no good. Rebound controlled by Terrell Williams. Williams. Now that's Brandon Goss knocking down the jumper.
Brandon Goss.
35 seconds to play, first quarter. That's Weaver giving it up to Broughton. Now back to Weaver. Long jumper is no good, rebounded by Goss. Shot clock and game clock about a half second apart. Now Goss near midcourt. 7-6-5. Oh, pretty crossover there by Lonell Johnson, and then the feed underneath to Goss. And from just outside half court, that's Broughton. His shot falls well short of the mark, and the first quarter will end with the Steam up by 7, 34-27 at Parkland College in Champaign. We're back in a minute on MPBA.tv.
Boys will be boys.
Well, she was drunk.
Well, he was drunk.
She was asking for it.
He warned her.
Not my problem.
Why doesn't she just leave?
But he's such a nice guy.
He said he was sorry.
We don't talk about that. It's just the way people are.
We're never going to fix it.
No more excuses.
No more silence.
No more violence.
It's time to end domestic violence and sexual assault once and for all.
Three, two, one.
A 34-27 lead for the Steam as we head into the second. We take a look at some of the statistical leaders so far for the Gateway Steam. C.J. Barksdale in his MPBA debut has 6 points. Terrell Williams and Connell Crossland each have 6 for the Steam. Brandon Goss 4, Anthony Good 3, Leonard Bryan 3, Bryant Allen 2, Javonte Hughes 2, and Travis Elliott with 2. Rogers trapped, and now it gets poked out of bounds by Goss with 5 on the shot clock. Jordan Walker leads the Swarm with 11. Silas Mills has 8, Aaron Weaver 4, Booker Stoudemire 2, James McLean and Michael Rogers with 1 apiece. Crossland the leading rebounder for the Steam with 4. Jordan Walker has 3 for the Swarm. Rogers now for 3. No. Rebounded there by Crossland. Javonte Hughes has 3 assists for Gateway in that first quarter. Now from the corner, it's Lonell Johnson on the drive. Tries to get the pass away underneath to Crossland, but it goes off of his leg, and the Swarm pick it up. McGlade now right side to Broughton. Broughton handing it back to McGlade. Around the screen by Rogers. Rogers for 3 from straight on. No. Here come the Steam. Up ahead to Crossland. He lets a defender go by, and he gets the easy lay-in for a 36-27 lead. McGlade left side. Nice change of direction there. Getting it out to Rogers. Picked up by Elliott, and Elliott's going to pick up the foul. That's going to be 2 on Travis Elliott.
Into the game, number 44, Javonte Hughes.
Javonte Hughes comes in
James McLean
for the Steam to replace Travis Elliott. Anthony Good replaces Terrell Williams for the Steam. And James McLean comes on for the Swarm. McGlade over to Broughton now into the corner for Stoudemire. His three-pointer is good.
Booker Stoudemire.
Now into the lane, that's Javonte Hughes. His short hook misses. Rogers the rebound, and then it gets poked out of there, and that'll remain with the Swarm. 10-17 to play, second quarter. Now Bryant Allen replaces Brandon Goss for Gateway. McGlade picked up by Allen. McGlade gets Allen on skates a little bit. Gives it up in the corner to McLean. And now a whistle away from the ball as a defensive 3-second foul called. Or 3-second violation, I should say, against the Swarm. So now Booker Stoudemire will go to the free throw line. And he hits the tee. Outside jumper by Rogers is no good, and then Gateway loses control of the ball. Diving for that save is Stoudemire, but unfortunately he saved it to the Steam. Now lining up the three-pointer, and missing is Lonell Johnson. Here comes Champagne. Oh, beautiful feed underneath to Rogers, and he kind of hot dogs the layup a little bit, and it rolls off the front. Now Good for 3, no. Rebound tapped back and controlled by Champagne. McGlade outside to McLean. 3, no. McGlade the rebound. 9:20 to play, second quarter. McGlade to his left, pops the long three-pointer. That's no good. Looked like for a moment it was going to find its way down, and then trying to save the ball off the carom is Lonell Johnson, and that'll be Swarm ball. Barksdale back on now for the Steam. 36-31 in favor of Gateway. McLean into the corner for Broughton. Broughton on the drive. And getting called for the block is Anthony Good. That's his first foul.
The foul's on Anthony Good.
With 9 minutes to play in this second quarter. Rogers to inbound. Thanks so much for joining us on MPBA.TV. I'm Craig Fada. Glad you can be tuned in wherever you're watching from around the country or around the world as Rogers hangs and hits, and it's down to a 3-point game. Pretty move there by Barksdale. Good defense by Broughton, though. Forces the awkward shot by Barksdale. Never hit the shot clock, so it did not reset. Good getting it back to Barksdale. He puts it up with 3 on the clock. Misses, and Rogers gets the rebound. Swarm can tie with a three-pointer here. They've got their 2 best three-point shooters on the floor. Rogers instead takes it himself, gets the layup, and he's going to get a chance to tie it at the free throw line. Foul is going to be on Connell Crossland. That's his second. And with 8:17 to play in the quarter, Champaign can tie it up. Rogers swishes it, and we are tied at 36. Now a whistle as the Steam brought the ball up. I did not see what the whistle was for. It'll remain Steam ball. Allen's got it. Stoudemire picks him up. Now the roll to Barksdale. Kick out to Good. 3 on the way. Bang!
Three-point basket, Anthony Good.
McGlade working on Allen. Gets it to Rogers. 10 to shoot. McLean hangs in the lane. His shot gets swatted out of there by Barksdale. Here comes Gateway 2-on-1. Oh, pretty step-aside move by Anthony Good, and the lead's back to 5. Broughton, high left side, over to McGlade. To Stoudemire, back to Rogers on the cut. The shot doesn't fall. And Gateway pries it out of there. Johnson zips the pass inside. Now Barksdale, the pretty move, and he's going to draw the foul on Michael Rogers, and that'll be 3 on Rogers. Nice ball movement underneath by Gateway. So with 7:04 to play, Rogers draws his 3rd foul. Brent Shuck and Terrell Williams back on for the Steam. Mills and Weaver back on for Champaign.
Barksdale at the line.
Well, Champaign tied it at 36. It's been a 8-0 run for the Steam since then. Champaign misses again, and here comes the Steam 3-on-2. Oh, shot swatted out of there by Booker Stoudemire, and that's going to be Swarm ball.
In for the Steam, 44, Javonte Hughes.
Now Javonte Hughes will spell C.J. Barksdale. What a great block by Booker Stoudemire. McGlade into the front court. Swarm trying to stop the bleeding here. They tied it up. Now they've given up an 8-0 run to Gateway. Broughton inside. Getting it to Mills. Now back out to Broughton. A long 2. That's good.
Robert Broughton.
Now Good on the take, kicking it out to Allen. Now to Shuck for three. Missed that one badly right side. I don't know if that got tipped or what, but Brent Shuck barely caught the right side of the backboard on that. 4 to shoot. Good. Gives it up, and that's going to be a shot clock violation against Gateway. Now Leonard Bryant back on for Gateway. Jordan Walker coming on for the Swarm. 6:02 to play. We've got a timeout coming up. Weaver. He's picked up by Williams. Now Broughton working on Shuck. Driving, getting past a pair of Gateway defenders. Can't get the layup to fall, but he does draw the foul.
Timeout on the floor.
The foul is going to be on
That foul was on 44.
Javonte Hughes, and that's his third as we go to timeout with 5:49 to play, second quarter. The Steam, after getting tied up, have gone on an 8-2 run, and it's back to a 6-point lead. We're back in a minute on MPBA.TV. Back in Champaign, it's a 44-38 lead for the Gateway Steam. 5:49 to play, second quarter. I think there was some blood on the uniform of Robert Broughton, and they're trying to get that cleaned up so he can come in and shoot the free throws. Got the stain stick or the
At the line, number 44, Robert Bryant.
OxyClean, whatever they use these days to get blood out of a uniform. Back in the old days, it was just some spit and elbow grease, or you just left it on there. Not so much anymore, as Broughton misses the free throw. Second free throw is good for Broughton. And some pressure now by the Swarm. They back off. And Bryant getting it to Shuck. Oh, beautiful feed from Brent Shuck, but unable to finish is Leonard Bryant, and here come the Swarm back the other way. Walker picks up the dribble, gives it to Weaver. Weaver guarded by Elliott. Little crossover. Good defense by Elliott to force up the awkward shot. Shuck taps it, and it's controlled by Good. Terrell Williams. Now here comes Shuck. Faked the three a couple times. Now gives it up to Bryant. Bryant kicking it out to Good. Good on the drive, hanging in the lane. Has to shoot it up over the outstretched arms of Aaron Weaver, and he hits. Tough shot there by Williams. Weaver. Walker inside to Mills, now out to Broughton. The 4 returners on the floor for the Swarm now. Now Broughton on the drive, fakes the 3, goes hard to the basket, and a couple of players crashing to the floor. Travis Elliott and Broughton go down hard. Elliott pops up, but Broughton's still down. The foul is going to be called on Travis Elliott. That's his 3rd. Big collision between a couple of big guys. If you wondered why that was not an offensive foul on Broughton, that was because the defender Elliott was well inside of the restricted area. So Broughton shakes the cobwebs loose, and he goes to the free throw line. 78% from the stripe last year for the MPBA inaugural champions. Now Barksdale replaces Elliott as he kind of part smiling, part wincing as he sits on the bench after that collision. Second free throw by Broughton is through. Now the Steam back on offense. Good, kicking it out. Williams, right side. Now Leonard Bryant. Bryant kicks it out to Shuck. Deep right side. Shuck, over the head pass to Bryant. Cross-court pass, good for 3. Short, rebounded though by Barksdale. He goes up strong with the right hand and hits with the baby hook. And it's back to an 8-point lead. Going strong at the other end, though, is Aaron Weaver. Now Shuck, right wing for 3, short. Rebound briefly tapped by Gateway, but taken out of there by McLean. Beg your pardon, that was Stoudemire. Now Weaver. Guarded by Shuck. Help comes over. He throws it, hoping that his offensive teammate would rotate to the space, and finally coming over is Broughton. 5 to shoot now. Broughton still outside the ring. Now he drives, throws it up off the glass, and I believe they're going to get Brent Shuck on the foul. You heard the slap of flesh all the way up here. Beg your pardon, they're going to say that's on Terrell Williams, and that is his first, so a nice break there for Brent Shuck. So Broughton back to the free throw line. 3:26 to play in this second quarter. Steam with the 6-point lead. Free throw by Broughton is no good.
Into the Steam number 40, Connell Crossland.
Crossland comes on to replace Leonard Bryant for Milton Stith. Champaign tied the game at 36. But then Gateway immediately went on an 8-0 run, as the second free throw is good to cut the lead to 5. Now Shuck, he's going to draw the foul on Broughton, and that'll be his first.
Foul on Robert Broughton is first.
Just the second team foul with 3:13 to play, so not shooting yet, not anywhere close to shooting yet. Barksdale working on Mills, kicks it out, good. The floater off the glass, no! Swooping in for the tip, though, is Crossland.
Connell Crossland.
Nice bucket there by Connell Crossland. Crossland has 10. Barksdale with 11 for Gateway. Walker has 11 for the Swarm. Walker, the drive, the right hand, no, gets his own rebound, puts it back up. Good effort there by Jordan Walker to get the lead back to 5. Now Shuck to Williams. Now Good. 10 to shoot. They get the offense reset. Good on the wing, around the screen by Barksdale. Gets it outside to Crossland. His three is no good. Rebound grabbed by Mills. Here comes Weaver outside to, beg your pardon, Walker outside to Weaver. Now Weaver, the baseline drive, off the glass and in.
Aaron Weaver, 2 minutes.
Lead down to 3 with 2 minutes to play. Now Terrell Williams getting it back to 5. Forget, coming up at halftime, we've got a statistical recap of this first half, as well as a look at the games in the MPBA tomorrow. And now the foul on the jumper by Aaron Weaver. They're going to get Terrell Williams on his second foul.
Terrell Williams, his second.
So Weaver will go to the free throw line with 1:23 to play. Timeout on the floor. We'll take it as well. 1:23 to play, second quarter. Steam leading by 5, 52-47. We're back in a minute on MPBA.TV.
No more, it's none of my business.
No more, he didn't mean it.
No more, not my problem.
No more, she was flirting with him.
No more, she was asking for it.
No more, boys will be boys.
No more, I'll say something next time.
No more bystanding.
No more ignorance.
No more excuses.
No more.
There he goes again, mixing sauces. Hot barbecue to Parmesan garlic and back again. You're not on the same page of the playbook, are you? It's time to speak up. Next time Loverboy goes to mix, set him straight.
We're gonna stop mixing sauces now, okay? Thank you.
Grab a seat. The game is on.
Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports.
Back at the Dodds Athletics Center on the campus of Parkland College in Champaign, it's a 52-47 lead for the Gateways team with 1:23 to play in this second quarter. Aaron Weaver will go to the free throw line following the foul by Terrell Williams. Weaver coming into this one, a 75% free throw shooter. Misses the first. MPBA Commissioner Ed Schumer is in the building tonight. We'll see if we can perhaps have a little chat with him at halftime, get his thoughts on how the season is going. 10 players already sent overseas, as the second free throw is good by Weaver. Now Hughes, right side to Bryant. Back to Crossland. Crossland gives it up underneath, and the Swarm with a 1-on-3. Weaver weaves his way through, lays it in, and scores! Aaron Weaver, 1-on-3, will go to try to complete the three-point play to get his team to within 1. The foul's on Javonte Hughes, and that's 4 on him. So Hughes will have a quick seat as C.J. Barksdale comes back on.
Weaver at the line, 1 shot.
Weaver gets the free throw to fall, and we've got a 1-point game with 1 minute to play. Crossland outside to Bryant, fakes the three, steps inside, hits the knockdown jumper. And Marvin Sykes blows the whistle as they get the clock reset to 45 seconds. Weaver on the attack, goes with the right hand and lays it in again. Weaver has been a one-man wrecking crew for Champaign in the latter stages of this second quarter. And we're back to within one again.
Three-point basket, Leonard Bryant.
But now Leonard Bryant answers with the three. Weaver has scored 6 straight points for Champaign as Robert Broughton scores with 15 seconds left. 10 on the clock. Shot clock is off. Bryant between the rings, 4 to shoot, now 3. Bryant. Does he get the shot off? He does, but it bangs off the shot clock, and we will go to halftime with a 57-55 lead for the Gateway Steam. Good work by the Champaign Swarm in the last 2 minutes of this second quarter to get it down to within 2. They trailed 48-40. Just inside the halfway mark of the quarter, but Aaron Weaver took his team under his wing and got them back to within 2. He scored 6 straight points as the second quarter came to a close. And then Broughton scored to get it back to within 2. 57-55 at halftime. When we come back, we will have a statistical recap of the first half, as well as hopefully a chat with the commissioner of the MPBA, Ed Schumer, and a look at the games tomorrow in the MPBA. Glad you can be with us wherever you're tuned in from on MPBA.tv. We are back in 2 minutes.
Three, two, one.
There he goes again, mixing sauces. Hot barbecue to Parmesan garlic and back again. You're not on the same page of the playbook, are you? It's time to speak up. Next time Loverboy goes to mix, set him straight.
We're gonna stop mixing sauces now, okay? Thank you.
Grab a seat. The game is on.
Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sport.
Look at dude right here in them tight old slacks. Oh, look at that hairline, man. It's way pushed back. And that tie's mad ugly. It's a horrible pick. Somebody get me some pills. This dude is making me sick.
True that, true that. All right, out of here. Okay.
Hold on to my clean shirts and please don't get them dirty, cause I know you're gonna drool when you hear me getting wordy. Cause I'm a walking, talking, smacking human encyclopedia. You thought I'd stop there, but now I'm getting greedier. I'm a promotion in motion, and by now you got the notion that I got strategic plans coming out my ears. My key points and decks will bring y'all to tears. Turning pennies into dimes, I shift paradigms. But how you gonna let a marketing rep rip your rep and slip adept rhyme schemes in that your mind only dreams in? I bet you all wonder why my rhyme is so tight. I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. Thanks.
Stay smart. Stay at a Holiday Inn Express.
Welcome back to Parkland College in Champaign. It's a 57-55 lead for the Gateway Steam at halftime. Gateway led by as many as 9 points in that second quarter. They got the first bucket of the quarter, 36-27, the lead. And then it was a 9-0 run by Champaign to tie it up at 36. Then Gateway went on an 8-0 run of their own and then got it to within 8 again before Champaign reeled them back in. Got to within 1 on a couple of different occasions, and the first half ends with the Swarm down by just 2, 55-57. Let's look at the halftime stats for the Gateway Steam. They're led in scoring by C.J. Barksdale. He's having an immediate impact for Milton Stith. He's got 11 points. Terrell Williams and Connell Crossland each with 10. Anthony Good, Leonard Bryant 8 apiece. Brandon Goss with 4. Brian Allen, Javonte Hughes, and Travis Elliott each with 2. Lonell Johnson, Steam's leading scorer, has not scored in this one. Brent Shuck and Nicholas Reed each held scoreless as well. For the Champaign Swarm, they're led by Aaron Weaver. He's got 14. Jordan Walker, 13. Silas Mills, 8. Robert Broughton, in his return to the Swarm, has 7 so far. Booker Stoudmeyer, 6. Michael Rogers, 6. James McLean, 1. Oliver McGlade and Jeremy Barker played in that first half but did not score. The leading rebounder for the Steam, Connell Crossland with 6. Anthony Good, beg your pardon, Crossland has 7. Anthony Good has 6. C.J. Barksdale has 5. Michael Rogers and Jordan Walker with 4 rebounds apiece for the Swarm. Barksdale with 3 first-half assists and 2 blocks for the Steam. Lonell Johnson and Javonte Hughes each with 3 assists for Gateway. As we look at the team numbers, the Steam 19 of 34 from the floor, the Swarm 16 of 31, the Steam 10 of 12 from the free throw line, Champaign 20 of 30 from the stripe in that first half, 30 free throws already for Champaign. The Steam just 3 of 14 from three-point range. The Swarm just 1 of 8, so neither team shooting the ball well from distance in that first half. The rebounding edge big in favor of Gateway, 26-18, including a 7-3 advantage on the offensive boards. The Steam with 15 assists in that first half. The Swarm with 7. The turnover's not bad, just 6-4. Gateway with 2 more. Champaign with 5 steals, Gateway with 3. 3 blocked shots for the Steam, none for the Swarm. 20 fouls committed by the Steam in that first half, just 7 by the Swarm. So that's this one by the numbers. The Steam leading 57-55. When we come back in 1 minute, we will be talking with the distinguished commissioner of the Midwest Professional Basketball Association, Ed Schumer. We're back in a minute on MPBA.tv.
Three, two, one.
Welcome back to Parkland College in Champaign. It's a 57-55 lead for the Steam. Joining us now is the commissioner of the MPBA, Ed Schumer. Ed, welcome in. Glad to have you with us here in Champaign for this one. It's been a pretty good game so far. Looked like the Steam might try to get some distance, but the Swarm aren't having it.
Well, first of all, great to be back. Haven't talked to you in a while. Yeah, I think, when you take a look at what happened with the game, I heard you making comments about the runs. This game's always a game of runs, but there were, I think, several 8-9 point runs back and forth. Steam very aggressive. The differential foul, but very aggressive in terms of the first half. Swarm, staying with them. That's the whole key. I think that we come off the Steam beating the Groove last week. We have I heard the comment, battle for the basement, but our teams on any given night they're playing, and you can tell they're both playing to get out of the basement.
Absolutely, and I think the arrow was pointing upward for both of these teams with Robert Broughton back for the Swarm and C.J. Barksdale signing with the Steam for as long as Milton Stiff can keep him. Speaking of being able to keep players, the MPBA can't keep guys in the league. 10 guys sent overseas already this season, 30 overall. At one point in the last 8 days, 4 players got sent overseas from the MPBA, and that's kind of a headache for coaches, but it's a pretty good problem to have because the mission of the MPBA is, as a developmental league, to move these guys on.
Well, I couldn't be happier. Our model from the beginning has been get these guys a chance and an opportunity. If you've noticed, several of those people this year, too, have not necessarily been starters. There have been several substitute players on this level, playing when you're taking a look at their athleticism and what they bring. People are watching our TV networks, allowing a lot of vision around the world in terms of finding out. I couldn't be happier. It is difficult for our coaches, but that's our model. Their job is to put a competitive product on the floor, knowing full well they're going to lose 1, 2, 3, and these numbers, that's 50% of what we lost last year in the first 5 weeks. So couldn't be happier, and I think the coaches are doing a great job. I mean, we haven't lost a bit of competitiveness or talent. Look at the people that we've just added back to fill in those slots. There are players waiting and wanting to be playing in our league.
And I think if you look up and down the rosters of all of these teams, I think it's probably upwards of 70 or 75, maybe even 80% of the players playing in this league that have played overseas already. So you and I have talked off air on a number of occasions about the quality of play in the MPBA this year as compared to last year. And while the quality was good last year, at the beginning it was a little heavy on the fouls. I think everybody would admit that, as people adjusted to the pro game and the good officiating that you see in this league that you sometimes don't see at this level. But I think this year, when you bring in so many players, as you elevate the kind of talent to start off on all of these teams as compared to last year, I think that's part of the reason why you're seeing higher scoring basketball in the league this year. We had one game this year in which both teams were under 100 points.
Well, and I think, Craig, when we talk about that, there's a little bit of some of our defense, maybe our defense needs to pick up a little bit too. I think we've had, we talk about the high scoring, and that's, the fans can like that. But I've talked with AJ, I've talked around the league. The guys getting signed are going to get signed because they're playing defense. They can, at this level, they can all fill it up. They can shoot, they can handle the ball, but it's going to be a matter of their ability to play on both ends of the court that's going to get them that opportunity. And I think your point's well taken. The quality of play up and down is better, which means that you're going to, it's easier for them to coach them. They've already played. They know the game. They're now just trying to show their skills as well as put that good competitive product on the floor and give them that chance to move to the next level.
Well, that everybody talks about the NFL being a copycat league. I think everybody's eyes were kind of open last week when the Gateway Steam took down the undefeated Windy City Groove, and the reason they did it was because of their defensive intensity. They held Gateway to just 86 points, and I think that raised some eyebrows around the league. Oh yeah, there's this thing called defense that we can try. So we'll see how that goes the remainder of the season. Commissioner Ed Schumer, thanks so much for being with us this halftime, and here's looking forward to a good second half.
Thanks, Craig.
When we come back, second half action from Parkland College in Champaign. It's the Swarm and Steam on MPBA.TV.
Look at dude right here in them tight old slacks. Oh, look at that hairline, man. It's way pushed back. And that tie's mad ugly. It's a horrible pick. Somebody get me some pills. This dude is making me sick.
True that. All right. Got it. Okay.
Hold on to my clean shirts and please don't get them dirty, cause I know you're gonna drool when you hear me getting wordy. Cause I'm a walking, talking, smacking human encyclopedia. You thought I'd stop there, but now I'm getting greedier. I'm a promotion in motion, and by now you got the notion that I got strategic plans coming out my ears. My key points and decks will bring y'all to tears. Turning pennies into dimes, I shift paradigms. But how you gonna let a marketing rep rip your rep and slip adept rhyme schemes in that your mind only dreams in? I bet you all wonder why my rhyme is so tight. I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. Thanks.
Stay smart. Stay at a Holiday Inn Express.
Welcome back to Parkland College in Champaign. We've got a good one here between the Champaign Swarm and the Gateway Steam. Just a 2-point lead for the Steam as we head into the third quarter. Steam led by as many as 9. Champaign has not led since they were up 9-7 in the first quarter. On the floor for the Steam, it's Elliott, Shuck, Johnson, Crossland, and Terrell Williams. For the Swarm, it's McGlade, Rogers, Stoudmeyer, Walker, and Robert Broughton. Not entirely sure what the delay in getting the second half started is here. Now we're underway. Rogers working on Elliott, right side. Rogers into the lane. Oh, pretty layup by Michael Rogers, and we're tied at 57. Elliott deep right side, out to Shuck, now to Johnson. Johnson giving it up underneath to Crossland, kicks out to Shuck. 15-footer, nothing but net for Brent Shuck. McGlade. Pushed out near midcourt. Back to Rogers. Elliott picks him up. Rogers on the drive, baseline. Has it blocked by Elliott, and then a whistle. I think they're going to get Elliott on the foul.
The foul's on Travis Elliott, his fourth.
They do, and that's the fourth on Elliott.
Michael Rogers.
Rogers will go to the free throw line to try to tie it up with a pair of free throws. Hits the first.
And for the Steam, 33, C.J. Barksdale.
It's not every league that you have the commissioner bringing you a bottle of water. I do appreciate it. Second free throw rattles out for Rogers. Shuck zips the pass inside to Barksdale, and an offensive foul by Barksdale. The off arm clears out. And that's going to be the second foul on Barksdale. McGlade angling to his left as he brings it up on Johnson, now back to the middle. Gets it over to Walker. Broughton, top of the key, getting past Shuck, going with the left hand, score it, and he'll go to the free throw line. Third foul on Shuck.
Brent Shuck, his third. Broughton at the line, one shot. And for the Steam, 22, Nicholas Reed.
And that is the first lead of the game for the Champaign Swarm since they led 9-7. And the three-point play by Broughton gives the Swarm a 61-59 lead. Rogers for three, short, gets his own long rebound, takes it in, goes up and jams it with the right hand. And now a 4-point lead for the Swarm as Dan Beecham calls a foul. That's going to be on Booker Stoudemire, his second, but a 4-point lead for Champaign. As Crossland gets it over to Barksdale. Barksdale working on Rogers. And Barksdale, the pretty move to get back to within 2. 63-61 Swarm. Walker gives it up to McGlade. McGlade on the drive, zips it into the corner, but the pass deflected out of bounds by Barksdale. It'll be Swarm ball with 10 to shoot. Broughton working on Barksdale, tries to get the pass to Rogers, but intercepted by Crossland. And an offensive foul called. Good call there. That is going to be on Connell Crossland. That'll be his third. 63-61 Swarm. Gateway led, as we said at halftime, by as many as 9 points on a couple of different occasions. Champaign, their first lead since 9-7 early. On McGlade with his back to Johnson, around the screen by Rogers, kicking it out. Broughton on the attack. Left hand, hard off the glass, no. Rebound pulled out of there by Crossland. Crossland leaves it for Johnson. Johnson, tough shot over Walker.
Johnson.
And we're tied back up at 63. Champaign loses control of the pass into the corner, sails into the stands, and it's going to be steam ball. Here comes Reed, around the screen by Crossland. Now out to Johnson. Looking for Barksdale. They've got him on the baseline, picked up by Rogers. Nice pass inside. Tough shot there by Terrell Williams, and the Steam have the lead back at 65-63. Ball gets kicked. It'll be Swarm ball with 14 on the shot clock. Anthony Good replaces Lonell Johnson for Gateway. And now Matt Neville wants to take timeout. It's a 20-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. Don't forget, coming up tomorrow on MPBA.TV, a pair of games, both tipping off at 2:05 Central Time. It's the St. Louis River Sharks at 3-1, taking on the 4-3 Pontiac 66ers in Pontiac. And then in Chicago, this one's going to be a good one. I'll be on that call with legendary coach Jimmy Collins. It's the Windy City Groove at 5-1 against the Red Hot Blues at 4-3. They've won 4 of their last 5. Call that one the battle for 119th Street, I guess. That's where the Kroc Center is located. Both teams call the Kroc Center their home gym. Oh, and a pretty drive there by Walker. The floater in the lane ties it back up. Then answering at the other end, Connell Crossland. Tim Scott and Bob Miner will have the call in Pontiac tomorrow. Now McGlade on the take, giving it up to Rogers. Baseline, short. McGlade the back tap rebound to Rogers. Rogers hounded. And now Champaign finally with a little bit of breathing room. Comes Walker to McGlade. Shot clock at 10. McGlade around the screen by Rogers. Pretty pass from McGlade, but Rogers can't finish with the left hand. And here comes Gateway back the other way. Williams, the one-hand pass to Barksdale. Was that a block by Stoudemire? I think it was. And now the pretty double clutch by Nicholas Reed. And it's back to a 4-point lead for Gateway, 69-65. McGlade looking for someone to pass to. Finally finds Stoudemire, and now a foul called. Oh, beg your pardon. Stoudemire stepped on the sideline as he went to accelerate. And that's going to be a turnover as Javonte Hughes comes back on with those 4 fouls. Lonell Johnson back on, Aaron Weaver, and Silas Mills back on for Matt Neville. Leonard Bryant coming on for Gateway as well. Now Lonell Johnson left side, feeding it underneath to Good. Good, the up and under circus layup attempt won't go. That was a very definition of Jordan-esque there. Couldn't get the shot to fall. Now here's Mills working on Elliott. Backing the big man down, jump right hand hook, falls in.
Silas Mills.
Pass into the corner for Bryant, and he's standing on the sideline as he came down with it. And that's a turnover for Gateway. It'll be Swarm ball with 6:19 to play in the third quarter. Weaver into the game now for the Swarm. Right wing picked up by Bryant. Broughton to Mills. Working on Hughes. Jump hook off the glass, a little strong. Doesn't go, and Leonard Bryant the rebound. Bryant dumps it underneath to Hughes. Shot blocked there by Mills, and the Swarm come away with it. What a rejection by Silas Mills. Now Weaver on the drive. That won't go, but he'll go to the free throw line. Timeout on the floor. Let's hear who the foul was called on first. That is going to be on
That last foul was on number 42.
Leonard Bryant. That's what I thought. That's 3 on Bryant. 5:44 to play third quarter. Steam up by 2. 69-67. We're back in a minute on MPBA.TV. Welcome back to Champaign. It's a 69-67 lead for the Gateway Steam. They led by 2 coming out of half, and that's where the lead stands now. Champaign at one point had a 4-point lead in this third quarter. And Champaign continuing to struggle from the free throw line. Weaver hits the second, gets it to within 1. Bernard Bryant, beg your pardon, Bryant Allen. Got my Bryants mixed up. Shot blocked there by Mills. Long pass ahead to Silas Mills. It gets poked out of there by Lonell Johnson. It'll remain Swarm ball with 19 on the shot clock, 5:27 to play in the quarter. Weaver looking to inbound. Boy, that sure seemed like a long 5 seconds. Now McLean gets a shot blocked, catches it, and goes back up. And the Swarm back on top now, 70-69. Ball goes out of bounds. They're going to say that stays with Champaign. So Swarm with a chance to extend this narrow cushion. Stoudemire sits down. Walker comes back on. Brief rest for him. And errant pass by Broughton. Here's Bryant Allen. Now the attack by Good. Sees part for him, and he puts the steam back on top, 71-70. Weaver on the right wing. Up top to McLean. Gets a pair of defenders in the air. The right hand floater goes. We've got ourselves quite the back and forth contest.
The foul's on Silas Mills, his second. Javonte Hughes at the line.
That last foul was called on Silas Mills, his second. Javonte Hughes hits the free throw. Second one circles out, but the rebound missed. Putback, I should say, missed by Crossland, and we're tied up at 72. Now, Walker's shot won't go, and it careens out of bounds. That'll be steam ball.
In for the Steam, 33, C.J. Barksdale.
Now Barksdale working on Mills. Stolen away, poked out of there by McLean. Here come the Swarm. Broughton into the corner for Weaver. Gets his defender to fly on by, misses the shot, and McLean couldn't handle the rebound. Now here comes Gateway. Lonell Johnson, he's got 2 points on the game. He's the leading scorer for Gateway, but he has been unable to get on track tonight. Foul, meanwhile, on Broughton. That's his second. And Barksdale hitting again. Beautiful steal there by Weaver and picked up by McLean. So now Champaign slowing it down a little bit. Weaver around the screen by Mills. Hangs in the air. I'm not sure if that was a deflected pass, a blocked shot, or what that was, but at any rate, an alley-oop. Oh, my! Anthony Good, the tip-in alley-oop, gets taken out of the air, and a foul is called. Count the bucket.
Timeout on the floor.
Good is okay. He's up just tying his shoe. The foul was on Jordan Walker, his first. And when we come back, Anthony Good will go to the free throw line. 2:59 to play in the third. It's a 2-point lead for the Steam on MPBA.TV.
Into the Steam for 30, Terrell Williams.
2:59 to play, third quarter.
Anthony Good at the line.
So Anthony Good will go to the free throw line following the foul by Jordan Walker. Good completes the three-point play. Broughton over to Weaver, trying to get Mills. Now Weaver on the attack, kicks it out. McLean back to Walker. Now Broughton's three-pointer is no good. Rebound pulled out of there by Barksdale. Bryant Allen hits, and it's now a 5-point lead. For Gateway. McLean pulls up just inside the left elbow. His jumper is short. Rebound goes off of Barksdale. That'll be Swarm ball with a fresh 24. Now Reed comes on for Good.
Michael Rogers and 15, Oliver McLean.
Rogers in the corner, picked up by Barksdale. Now Rogers spinning, hanging, shot blocked by Barksdale. He says, no, sir. Now Reed gets it to Barksdale underneath. That gets poked out of there by Walker. McGlade zips the pass to Walker. Now Weaver touches it as it sails through to McLean. 10 to shoot for Champaign. A little bit of offensive discombobulation here. 5 to shoot now. Weaver for 3. No. Rebound Barksdale. No. Steam fight for it amongst themselves. The rebound actually grabbed by McLean, but he steps on the baseline, and a good break there for Gateway as they fought among 3 of themselves for the rebound. Minute 24 to play third quarter, a 5-point lead for Gateway. Now a 20-second timeout taken by Gateway. We'll keep it here. Don't forget, coming up tomorrow, you can watch both MPBA games on MPBA.tv at 2:05 Central Time. From Pontiac, as the 66ers host the St. Louis River Sharks. And then in Chicago, it's the Windy City Groove and the Chicago Blues in the battle for the Kroc Center. Hope you tune in for both of those. Open up a couple of browser windows. Watch them both side by side. It's like picture in picture. Outstanding work by our friends at Coach's Aid and Sport Engine on our live stream and our website to bring you every MPBA game in high definition this year. Of course, it'll be snowing across much of Illinois tomorrow and parts of Indiana, Michigan, Wisconsin as well, so you may as well just stay in and watch the MPBA on your laptop or on your mobile device. Just open up a browser, enter MPBA.tv, and choose the game you want to watch. Now Barksdale, strong to the bucket. No, gets his own rebound, lays it up and in.
C.J. Barksdale.
7-point lead now for Gateway. McLean, right side, inside of a minute to play, third quarter. McLean barrels into the lane, and a blocking foul called on Connell Crossland. Not sure I agree with that, as McLean was a little bit out of control. And Crossland was in front of the restricted area. At any rate, it's the fourth on Crossland. Goss and Bryant on for Gateway. Allen and Crossland sit down. McLean, high right side, 10 to shoot. And a carry by Oliver McLean. I beg your pardon, James McLean. Got him confused with Oliver McLean. They're both on the floor right now. Now Goss to Barksdale. Working on Rogers. Here comes the double. Outside to Goss. Long jumper. Circles out and back in. So now a 9-point lead for the Gateway Steam. Rogers tries to answer for three. His shot is no good. And then on the rebound attempt by James McLean, he gets called for the foul, and that's his first. So with 28 seconds left in the third quarter, Gateway has opened up a 9-point edge. Let's see if they can push it into double figures for the first time this game. This matches their biggest lead of the game, which they have not seen since the first half. Since, I believe, the first quarter. I'd have to look back at my notes here. Shot clock at 9, game clock 3 seconds behind. Barksdale to Bryant, 3 to shoot. Shot blocked! Walker had the block and a shot clock violation after the great block by Jordan Walker. There's been a number of swatted shots in this one, so it's going to be Swarm ball with 3.8 left in the third quarter. McLean puts it up, shot clock expires, and McLean misses. So the third quarter will end with the Champaign Swarm on top, 81-72. We're back with fourth quarter action from Champaign on MPBA in 1 minute.
3, 2, 1.
Back in Champaign, it's a 9-point lead for the Gateway Steam over the host Swarm. Both of these teams looking for their second win on the season. 12 minutes to play in this one, at least 12 minutes in regulation. Biggest lead of the game for either team, 9 points. Swarm led by as many as 4 in that third quarter. Now the drive by Nicholas Reed. His shot gets blocked, but a foul called.
The foul's on Oliver McGlade, his second.
Foul's going to be on Oliver McGlade. That's 2 on him.
At the line, Nicholas Reed, 2 shots.
McGlade has been held scoreless in this game. McGlade averaging 12.5 points a game, one of the top 3-point shooters in the league by number of 3-point field goals made. He is the league leader. Both free throws good, and it's the biggest lead of the game for the Steam. Now a foul at the other end.
Foul's on Travis Elliott.
That's going to be on Travis Elliott, and that's his 5th. Robert Broughton will go to the free throw line. Shot 78% from the stripe last year for the inaugural Midwest Professional Basketball Association champions. It's the first one there. Javonte Hughes comes on now to replace Elliott. Hughes has 4 himself. Connell Crossland also has 4. Michael Rogers has the most fouls on Champaign, and he's got 3. Broughton cuts it to 9. Reed guarded by McGlade. Now into the corner for Williams. Williams accelerates, right hand layup. Pretty move by Terrell Williams. Weaver picked up by Reed. Now he picks up the dribble, and a foul called on Reed. Reed knows he reached it a little too far with the hands and says, that's on me. That's 2 on Reed. Ball stolen away by Leonard Bryant. Can't come up with a handle on it, though. Instead, he shoots the 3 and hits Leonard Bryant. And it's a 13-point lead for Gateway. Biggest lead of the game. Beg your pardon, that's a 14-point lead. I only credit him with 2 points on that on my score sheet. Broughton answers at the other end. Now Barksdale can't get the shot to go. Rebound by Weaver, and Javonte Hughes commits the foul. What he's holding his hands out about, I saw it from up here.
That's 5 on Hughes.
Weaver strong into the lane, can't get it to go. Rebounded by Barksdale, ahead to Bryant. Leonard Bryant for 3, missing, and Oliver McGlade pulls the rebound out of there. Here comes Champaign, trailing by 12, just inside 10 minutes to play in the game. Aaron Weaver hits for 3. Now pirouetting into the lane is Terrell Williams, but he loses the handle. And a foul called on the move. It's going to be on Aaron Weaver. That's his first. Reed will go to the free throw line. He is an 88.9% free throw shooter. First free throw too strong. Now Brent Shuck comes back on for Gateway. Second free throw falls out for Williams. Now Rogers for 3, bang! Williams now directing traffic, left side, gets it out to Barksdale. Barksdale shooting from just inside the right elbow. Shot was partially blocked, and now Champaign comes away with it. Here comes McGlade. Another 3 for the Swarm. That one by Booker Stoudemire. Beg your pardon, that was 24. Was that 22 Stoudemire or 24 Rogers? I thought that was 22 Stoudemire. At any rate, it's back down to a 3-point lead. Shot missed, rebounded by Hughes, foul called.
The foul was on Oliver McGlade.
The foul was on Oliver McGlade, his third.
At the line, Javonte Hughes.
I'm going to go with the official announcement on that three-pointer. I thought it was Stoudemire, but they announced it as Rogers.
Into the steam, 25, Lionel Johnson.
So 3 consecutive three-pointers made by the Champaign Swarm, 2 of them by Rogers.
Also checking in, number 40, Connell Crossland.
Crossland comes back on for Shuck. 8:22 to play. Last foul was on Oliver McGlade, and that was his third. Free throw missed, so it stays 85-88. Now a steal by Gateway. Hughes, and he's going to travel. He bumps into Michael Rogers. Good defense by Rogers, and Hughes travels. Not letting the subs in following that dead ball. Here comes Weaver into the front court. Right side now. to Stoudemire. Over to Rogers in the corner. He pops from 3. Yes! We're tied up at 88. 7:49 to play. 3 straight three-pointers by Michael Rogers. Johnson finally answers at the other end. Now Broughton pulls up from the elbow. He's going to draw the foul on Lonell Johnson. Rogers now with 17. Second foul on Johnson.
Into the game, 33, C.J. Barksdale.
9 straight points for Michael Rogers for the Swarm. Aaron Weaver hit a 3 moments before he began his run. Now Rogers for 3 from the corner. Oh, I almost had the call, yes. And McGlade and Williams get tied up on the rebound and a jump ball. It's going to be Oliver McGlade at 5'11", jumping against the 6'4" Terrell Williams. I think I know who my money's on in this one. I lost. Just kidding. Of course, betting on Williams on that jump ball. Now Reed, top of the key, right side. Crossland thought about the long jumper. Skips his way into the lane and lays it in with the left hand. Pretty move by Lonell Johnson. Back to a 4-point spread for the Steam as Johnson has scored 4 straight on his own. Pretty move inside by Broughton, but Weaver unable to finish. Here comes Gateway back the other way. Lonell Johnson now slowing things down a little bit. Reed left side to Williams. Williams, his pass got tipped. And the Swarm end up with it. Here goes McGlade. Floater is good by Stoudemire. 2-point lead for the Steam. Inside is 6:20 to play. Barksdale into the lane and a foul called.
Foul's on Michael Rogers.
That's going to be on Rogers, and that's his 4th. Williams to Barksdale. Now into the corner to Johnson. He's picked up by McGlade. 5 to shoot. Kicked out to Crossland. Pass tipped and stolen away by Stoudemire. Stoudemire giving it up to Weaver. He backs out for the 3. No. Boy, the Swarm had a 2-on-1 right there. A chance to tie, and they settle for the 3-point attempt.
Steam. This is the full timeout.
And now Steam take timeout. It's the mandatory media, and Matt Neville's got to be beside himself. A 2-on-1 for the Swarm, and they elect to take a 3-point attempt. 5:45 to play 4th quarter. We're back in a minute on MPBA.tv. We've got a good one here in Champaign. 5:45 to play. It looked like the Gateway Steam might be running away with it. They opened up a 14-point lead with 10:51 to play in the game. And then the Swarm went on a tear. 4 straight three-pointers. And they tied it up at 88. Now McGlade for 3. Yes! Oliver McGlade gives the Swarm the lead at 93-92. His first points of the game. They couldn't have come at a better time. Now Lonell Johnson, the double clutcher in the lane. Did not hear what the stoppage was for there. 5 minutes to play in the game. Now McGlade between the rings, working on Lonell Johnson. Stoudemire to Rogers. Rogers can't connect from in close. Here comes the Steam back the other way. Reed to Crossland, giving it up underneath. Shot blocked by Rogers. He got a piece of Terrell Williams on the way up. And the Swarm with a chance to take the lead back again. McGlade into the corner now. That's Rogers. Shooting over Barksdale. Yes!
Michael Rogers.
Williams getting it to Crossland on the left side. Now Barksdale picks up the dribble. Gets it outside to Crossland. 5 to shoot. Crossland on the drive. And the Swarm pretty much just had to let him blow on right by. Now Weaver into the paint. Hanging. Hitting!
Aaron Weaver.
Reed, high left side. McGlade gives him space. 10 to shoot, 3:15 to play. Reed on the drive. McGlade gets a piece of it, but he also gets a piece of the forearm of Nicholas Reed, and that'll be the 4th foul on Oliver McGlade. Reed will go to the free throw line. He's an 89% free throw shooter. Talk about the free throw shooting. Through 3 quarters at least. The Steam 12 of 15, the Swarm just 23 of 35.
In for the Steam, number 20, Anthony Good.
Now Good replaces Williams for the Steam. Second free throw is good. We're tied at 97.
Timeout, Swarm.
Now Champaign takes timeout.
This is a full timeout.
It's a full with 3:10 to play, so we'll take it as well. Tied up at 97. Don't go away. This is a good one in Champaign on MPBA.tv.
There he goes again, mixing sauces. Hot barbecue to Parmesan garlic and back again. You're not on the same page of the playbook, are you? It's time to speak up. Next time Loverboy goes to mix, set him straight.
We're gonna stop mixing sauces now, okay? Thank you.
Grab a seat. The game is on.
Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sport.
No more, it's none of my business.
No more, he didn't mean it.
No more, not my problem.
No more, she was flirting with him.
No more, she was asking for it.
No more, boys will be boys.
No more, I'll say something next time.
No more bystanding.
No more ignorance.
No more excuses.
No more.
Back at the Dodds Athletic Center in Champaign at Parkland College, it's 97-97. Champaign has come back from 14 down. Lonell Johnson has it deep right side, 7 to shoot. Now Reed. Reed with the left hand up and missing, beg your pardon, that was good. Rebound back tap and taken. And they're going to say a shot clock violation against the Gateway Steam. And now a whistle. Shot clock did not start, so they get that reset. McGlade between the rings, moving to his right, picked up by Johnson, and now another whistle. Again, the shot clock failed to start. Don't know if the button suddenly got sticky. Somebody spilled something in there. Hasn't been a problem all game. Now all of a sudden the last 2 times it was supposed to start, it didn't get started. Now McGlade into the corner for Broughton, and a reach-in foul on Reed.
The foul's on Nicholas Reed, his third.
That's 3 on Reed. Five team fouls on both of these teams. Now McGlade. The drive in the dish to Rogers for 3. No. McGlade gets the rebound and a fresh 24. Still tied at 97. That's where it was a minute and 14 seconds ago. Now McGlade on the drive. Gives it up to Rogers underneath. Rogers gets banged and lays it in. Inside of 2 minutes to play, 1:47 to be exact. Lonell Johnson on the drive past Weaver. He kicks it into the corner. Long 3, no. From the corner, Reed the rebound, puts it back in.
Nicholas Reed.
Tied up at 99, 1:35 to play. Weaver into the front court. His pass stolen. Weaver getting back, going up, dunking with the left hand is Kyle Crossland, and he draws the foul.
The foul's on Aaron Weaver.
Foul is on Weaver, his second.
Crossland at the line, 1 shot.
So Crossland gives the Steam a 2-point lead at 101-99, and he can make it 3 with $1:23 left. Aaron Weaver with the errant pass and then trying to get back, commits the foul. Now Broughton with the left hand goes off the glass. Can't get that to go, but he'll go to the free throw line. Foul's going to be on Weaver. That'll be his third.
Foul's on C.J. Barksdale.
Beg your pardon. That is on C.J. Barksdale. Looked down at the wrong 33 and circled it.
At the line, Robert Broughton.
So Broughton to the free throw line. He can get it back to within 1 with 1:13 to play. Free throw misses for Broughton. Walker on now for Matt Neville. Second free throw, also missing. Barksdale pulls the rebound down, and the foul is going to get called on Weaver. And that's 3 on Weaver. Going to the free throw line is Barksdale. Boy, we talked a moment ago about the free throw shooting woes for the Champaign Swarm in this one. They came into the fourth quarter shooting 23 of 35 from the free throw line.
In for the Swarm, 15, Oliver McGlade.
First free throw is good. Now McGlade on to replace Walker.
For the Steam, number 30, Terrell Williams.
Terrell Williams comes in. Presumably he's going to pick up McGlade. Second free throw good, and it's a 5-point lead. Now McGlade for 3, that's no good, rebounded by Gateway. Reed, 8 to shoot. Gateway just running some time here. Shot clock at 4. Here comes Good. He loses the handle. McGlade's got it. 2-on-2 ahead. And the layup missed. But on the follow is Robert Broughton. Booker Stoudemire missed the layup, but Broughton there for the follow, and he's going to go to the free throw line. The foul called on Terrell Williams, his third. 36.6 to play.
In for the Steam, 25, Lonnell Johnson. For the Swarm, 25, Jordan Walker.
Broughton can cut it to within 2. Broughton's free throw up, and he completes the three-point play. 104-102. 32 seconds to play. Reed to his right, working on Rogers. 8 to shoot, 20 on the game clock. Pass inside to Barksdale. His layup is in.
C.J. Barksdale.
And Matt Neville takes timeout, trailing by 4, 17.5 seconds to play.
All fans are invited to visit the Fluid Event Center immediately following every Swarm home game. Meet the Swarm players, get autographs.
Not sure if this is a full timeout. I believe it is, so
the Fluid Event Center.
We will take a 30-second break. We're back in Champaign on MPBA.TV. .5 seconds to play. It's a 106-102 lead for Gateway. It's Swarm ball. Rogers to inbound. Ball tipped, but Weaver ends up with it. Now Broughton spinning. Right hand floater, no. Rebound pulled out of there by And Nicholas Reed, he goes down to the floor, and Gateway calls timeout. 20-second variety, so we'll keep it here. And with 5.6 to play, it looks as if Gateway is going to hang on. They'll have the ball. And things looking dire for the host Swarm. Barksdale has 19 points for the Steam. Mills has 19. I beg your pardon. Connell Crossland has 19. Terrell Williams has 16. Weaver has 19 for Champaign. Rogers 21. Walker 15. And Broughton 17. Booker Stoudemire on the floor. He's got 10 for Champaign. Steam to inbound. 5.6 to play. Presume a quick foul here by the Swarm. And there's the foul by Rogers. They'll send Barksdale to the free throw line. That's 5 on Rogers. 4.8 to play.
At the line, C.J. Barksdale.
As we said a moment ago, Barksdale with 19 points. His free throw is no good. Hits the second to make it 107-102. And with 4.8 left in a 5-point game, still only 2 possessions. I suppose stranger things have happened, but I don't see Reggie Miller in the building anywhere. So Gateway looking to go to 2-3 on the season, hoping to win their second in a row. Champaign trying to avoid going to 1-7. They need a little bit of a miracle here, though. Go for the quick 2 and then foul when Gateway inbounds. Rogers, Weaver, 4-3-2. Long three-pointer is no good, and that's how the game's going to end. 107-102 in favor of the Gateway Steam. They go to 2-3, while the Champaign Swarm fall to 1-7. Tight contest. If Champaign could shoot a few more free throws, they might have had a different outcome, but unfortunately for the Swarm faithful, they will not come away victorious on this one. We're back with a post-game show in just a moment as Milton Stith is making his way up. We will also have the post-game stats on this one. Again, the final 107-102 Steam. We're back in a minute on MPBA.TV. Welcome back to Parkland College in Champaign, where once again the final 107-102, the Gateway Steam defeat the Champaign Swarm. Gateway now 2-3 on the season. The Swarm fall to 1-7. Time to welcome in now the victorious head coach of the Gateway Steam, Milton Stith. And boy, Milt, it seemed like you guys were going to run away with this one. You got it up to 14 early in the fourth quarter, and then all of a sudden, Champaign starts to torch you from outside, and they tied it back up. What was the difference late in the fourth quarter as you guys were able to pull away?
You know what? Basically, we had our game plan pretty much in place. We took a 14-point lead, called a timeout, basically told guys just move the ball, be patient on offense, and we just jumped the gun a little bit, took some bad shots, and they came back in with transition. So hard fought.
You brought in C.J. Barksdale this week, and he had a huge impact in this one. C.J. with 20 points on the night and 10 rebounds. So a double-double for C.J. to come in here. Talk about the impact that he had on your team.
C.J. was the difference tonight. I mean, point blank, big-time scorer, inside out. He can play off the ball. He rebounds. He's just a special type of player. Hopefully we can have him for a little while longer, but, I mean, he's definitely an NBA talent in my opinion.
Connell Crossland had himself a nice game as well with 19 points and 12 boards. And it seems like after the somewhat rocky start, you guys are starting to find yourselves a little bit as far as being able to compete on the defensive end.
You know what, Craig? Our practices have been extremely excruciating. We've been getting after it. We're starting to come together as a team. We're buying into the team concept a little bit. It's a long way to go, but I think our guys are starting to get it, and we're just going to keep striving and practicing hard.
Milton Stith, congratulations again on the win, getting to 2-3. Wish you a safe trip back to St. Louis, and next time we see you, maybe you'll be talking about being at 500 and competing for a playoff spot as the season wears on. I see your eyes get big at the possibility of playoffs.
I sure hope so, Craig.
But yeah, it's Gateway's team looking to have their second consecutive playoff appearance, but it's been some entertaining basketball with your team the last couple of times out, taking down the Windy City Groove in that, I guess you could call it upset last week.
Sure.
But now coming here to Champaign. So Milton Stith, the arrow trending upward for the Gateway Steam now 2-3. Wish you a safe trip back. And when we come back, we will have a look at the full stats on this one. Again, the final score 107-102 in favor of the Gateway Steam. Back in a minute on MPBA.tv.
Thanks.
Look at dude right here in them tight old slacks. Oh, look at that hairline, man. It's way pushed back. And that tie's mad ugly. It's a horrible pick. Somebody get me some pills. This dude is making me sick.
True that. All right. Okay.
Hold on to my clean shirts and please don't get them dirty, cause I know you're gonna drool when you hear me getting wordy. Cause I'm a walking, talking, smacking human encyclopedia. You thought I'd stop there, but now I'm getting greedier. I'm a promotion in motion, and by now you got the notion that I got strategic plans coming out my ears. My key points and decks will bring y'all to tears. Turning pennies into dimes, I shift paradigms. But how you gonna let a marketing rep rip your rep and slip adept rhyme schemes in that your mind only dreams in? I bet you all wonder why my rhyme is so tight. I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. Thanks.
Stay smart. Stay at a Holiday Inn Express.
No more, it's none of my business.
No more, he didn't mean it.
No more, not my problem.
No more, she was flirting with him.
No more, she was asking for it.
No more, boys will be boys.
No more, I'll say something next time.
No more bystanding.
No more ignorance.
No more excuses.
No more.
Welcome back to Champaign, where once again the final score, the Gateway Steam 107, the Champaign Swarm 102. Let's have a look at the final stats on this one for the Steam. They were led by C.J. Barksdale, 20 points and 10 rebounds. Barksdale 7 of 17 from the floor, 6 of 7 from the line. Connell Crossland had 19 points and 12 boards. Terrell Williams 14 points, Anthony Good 13, Leonard Bryant 11, Nicholas Reed 7, Brandon Goss 6, Lonell Johnson 6, Bryant Allen 4, Javonte Hughes 3, Brent Shuck 2, Travis Elliott had 2. For the Champaign Swarm, Michael Rogers 21, Aaron Weaver 20, Robert Broughton, 17 points and 10 rebounds in his return. Jordan Walker, 15 points. Booker Stoudemire, 11. Silas Mills, 10. James McLean, 5. Oliver McGlade, 3. Jeremy Barker played but did not score. Crossland had those 12 boards for the Steam. C.J. Barksdale had 10. Anthony Good had 7 boards. Michael Rogers, the next leading rebounder for Champaign, with 5. Jordan Walker had 5 as well. Barksdale had 5 assists and 3 blocks as he filled up several columns on the score sheet. Connell Crossland had 4 assists and 4 steals to go along with his other fine stats. Oliver McGlade had 4 assists and 4 steals for the Swarm. Booker Stoudemire, 3 steals for Champaign. Barksdale, as we said, 3 blocks, and Silas Mills had a pair of stops for Champaign. So once again, the Champaign Swarm fall to 1-7, and the Gateway Steam up their record to 2-3. For everybody at Sport Engine and Coaches Aid, I'm Craig Fada from Champaign saying so long. Where once again the final score, Steam 107, Swarm 102. We've got a pair of games tomorrow in the MPBA. It's the River Sharks and 66ers from Pontiac at 2:05 Central Time, as Tim Scott and Bob Miner have that call. And then I will be with Jimmy Collins in Chicago as the Chicago Blues at 4-3 take on the 5-1 Windy City Groove. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, from Champaign. This is MPBA.TV. Good night.